why the health and fitness industry is flawed and why there's so many trainers, coaches, and people quitting despite the fact that demand for health and wellness products, for coaching, for consulting within the space is higher than ever, given the fact that the obesity rates are rising, there's more people that have hormonal issues, there's ever-growing rate of different diseases that are health related and could be prevented with healthy nutrition and exercise. Hi, my name is Simeon Krastev and I've been in the health and wellness industry for over 10 years, both as a trainer working one-on-one with people and then on the business side, scaling a health and wellness business internationally. And I want to share my 2 cents on why the industry is flawed and what makes it so hard and why it took me several years before I got to the point of success within the industry that ultimately allowed me to stick with it and build upon my business. Now, first starting out, usually you experience your own transformation. That's how we all start in the industry. It's usually we've been bullied in school, we've had a hard time going to the gym, or we've been overweight, or we were unhealthy, and that motivated us to take a decision and change our lives. This is how a lot of the trainers in the industry started, a lot of the coaches, and this was the case for me. I was a very scrawny kid, and I was often mocked at school. I couldn't do any push-ups, so my PE class was super bad. It was the class that I hated the most because I would always be exposed for my weakness, and then the other kids would have fun, and this ultimately motivated me to start my journey. And it took me several tries before I got hooked on going to the gym. And it was my best friend Danny at the time that took me to the gym, and he was doing 2-a-day practices as a professional soccer player. And I really hated it the first time because I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't feel like I belonged there, and everything that you can think of a gym happened to me. So I had a rude experience of people around me. I have been sore for the whole week. I didn't know what to do, and I discarded the gym almost completely for another year until another friend of mine reintroduced me to the gym he was going to, and there I was lucky enough to meet a personal trainer that introduced me to how you should be eating, how you should be exercising. And he was nice enough to take me under his wing, and over the next year I experienced tremendous transformation, changing my mindset, changing my body, and that ultimately gave me the confidence and inspired the decision for me to later on become a personal trainer and a coach. And when I turned 19, I for first time ever moved to the US to do a work and travel program, work as a lifeguard, and I thought that's a great chance for me to get my certification, get started in the industry and learn the ropes. And getting that certification was the first step towards me getting a job. But I understood that it's not just about the certification, but it's about how you find clients. So it took me probably 5 or 6 months working within a boutique gym and then a big box gym before I started getting some clients, some momentum. And what I understood is that even though my intentions were great and I was showing people what they need to be doing to get results, the industry was flawed in the way because what motivates people to start is something that has an appeal of easy. So if you're saying to people, you should be exercising, you should be eating healthy, and you should be doing it consistently, getting enough rest and getting enough accountability to make sure you're on track with your goals, it doesn't sound as appealing as you're going to lose 10 pounds in 6 weeks. And therefore, you see a lot of trainers that are struggling providing an actual advice of what people need to do to get results, whereas a lot of other people in companies that are marketing savvy are attracting masses because they're promising the world with little effort. And the human brain is very interesting in the sense that it always looks for the easy path. It's looking for the path of least resistance. How can I do less? Press a button, get apps, and do it fast. And when you have these things in the formula of how you promote your services, it attracts the people. Now, it depends on what are your values, and you can use that to your advantage to attract the people and then give them what they actually need. But where most people struggle with in the industry is that they tell people what they need to do, and then they're facing that problem that the people on the other end are not listening to them because it doesn't sound appealing enough, it's not brought into a story, and it's not motivating them to do the action because the perceived value of what they're going to get, which is lose 5 kilos, and the amount of work and effort that's going to be required on their end doesn't justify the actions to be taken. So that's why a lot of trainers struggle to make ends meet because the amount of money they can charge offering the things that people need to do versus what people want to do is disproportionate. And it makes it very hard to keep your client roster. And the second thing is that not only you have to be savvy with your business, but you got to have very good relationship building skills and you have to understand the human psychology. And that's why I often see a lot of people that that are successful in the wellness and the fitness industry, they're also good in marketing, just because you have to understand what motivates the human psyche, take action, to take consistent action, do it for a long enough period of time, and to be able to convince somebody on the spot who until yesterday was eating donuts and pizza to now actually start exercising, eating healthy, and doing all of that. And when you look at the industry as a whole, you can see that the fitness centers are probably at like the lowest bottom of the profitability when it comes to the health and wellness industry, just because it's a team profit margin. It's kind of a safe bet that people are just pretty much buying the equipment, and it's very hard to make that business work unless you're an established player or you have a big brand name after yourself, or you're adding the element of coaching and consulting on top of the gym, which is where the transformation centers happen. And this is the current model we operate within. We work online, and then we have the transformation centers where people come down, they have the workout, but they also get the coaching, the supplements, the consulting, and pretty much everything that's wrapped around them getting the result. Why the gyms are the lowest tier and at the same amount have the highest investment in terms of what you have to put together. You got to get the location, you got to get the equipment, you got to get the staff there. You got to make sure everything's fixed and working, and there's clean towels, and there's people serving the gym, there's trainers to serve the clients, and yet the profit margins are so thin that makes it almost impossible for people to stay in business, because the perceived likelihood of you going to the gym and getting the results is very low. And usually out of 100 people, maybe 1 to 5 people get the results they came in for to the gym, which is a super low success rate. Whereas, for example, the supplement industry is higher in terms of volume of sales just because of the perceived likelihood. It's much easier to take a supplement. And it's true, because as someone who's been in the industry, I've been taking supplements for 10 years, even though I was super skeptical about it, because it saves me time, saves me energy, and makes it easy for me. The perceived likelihood of me cooking my breakfast versus me making my protein shake every single day, it's much easier for me, and therefore I'm much more consistent with taking my supplements, and therefore the results I'm experiencing are better. And that's why a lot of people struggle, because people opting for supplements rather than they're opting for the gym and exercising and cooking healthy, which totally makes sense. Now, most people don't realize that there's a bridge between both, right? As an effective communicator, someone in the industry, understanding what are the needs and desires of your prospects, because there's so many of them, right? People want to lose weight, they want to feel great, they want to look better naked. That's given. We are all like that. We all want that. But you knowing that as a communicator, you should stack up the value of what they're going to be getting. So if you're just trying to sell training, if you just try to sell exercise, if you just try to sell coaching, it's going to be very hard, because the perceived likelihood of them achieving the results is entirely based on the effort they're going to put in. Whereas if you tie in your coaching, your exercise, your accountability to something that's external and people perceive as a highly valuable thing, such as supplement, you're getting much better results, and it has the stickiness because people are eating the products every single month. They're getting good results. They're getting into the habit of feeding their body with a good nutrition, and also the ease of use of supplements. It's much higher than them actually going to the grocery store, buying the stuff, coming back, cooking it, and doing the work. And that's why I see a lot of my colleagues, my peers that have started in the industry have faded away, have quit the industry, just because they don't understand that simple dynamic, that for you to be able to be effective in the industry, you got to understand what are the needs, desires, and motivations, internal and external, of your audience, and communicate with an appealing offer that speaks to their core desires, and removing all the friction, meaning all the work they have to do, the accountability that's going to be required on their end. And only as they join, you serve them what they need. Because the second thing that happens once people start is that they're motivated by the actions they're doing, right? So for example, if I lose 2 kilos the first week I'm in the gym, I'm now more motivated to listen to the trainer or the coach or whoever's offering me the advice, whatever next they have to offer. So you building a rapport, establishing the relationship with people, and helping them get the transformation should be a cycle where they get a smaller win, and then you feed them more information. They get a win, you feed them more information. They get a win, you give them more information. Whereas most of the trainers in the beginning, they just want to spill out everything on the clients, and this is for sure something that I'm guilty of. Especially in the early days, I implied my goals on my clients, and I had very low retention rate, and a lot of my clients would quit just because what I was aiming for wasn't matching their needs and desires, okay? So keep that in mind. So if you're in the health and wellness industry, people want things easy, fast, quick, without effort. So in your communication, you gotta have a time frame, promise result, remove the friction and effort on their end, and then on the back end, make sure you deliver a combination of all of those factors, such as the coaching, the accountability, the nutrition, the training, and also the supplements, which allow for the stickiness and for you to monetize your services better. So if you're just starting in the industry, make sure you click the link below. Subscribe to my newsletter, as I'm sharing more tips on how to grow and promote your health and wellness business, or even how to start one if you haven't. And once again, if you found this video helpful, make sure you leave a comment, like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.